Eggs. People don't like it when you refer to it as the China virus. Welcome to the Bang Bus Football Podcast, where every inch matters. I'm your host, Jim, the commish. This is my co-host, Eggs. Are we doing Eggs?
I like that one. No bueno. No bueno.
I'm already using it. Oh, Eggs, did you catch the Little League podcast this week?
I did. Shout out to the Little League on the 2 Pint Conversion podcast, Greg's and Larry. Appreciate all the love over there, guys. Hop on there and give that thing a listen.
Yep, they do a good job over there. Great decision makers. They know what they want in the league. They're running it the right way. That's all I got to say about it. So keep up the good work, guys. Well, Eggs, this is exciting. As we grow as a podcast, our fan base grows. And so we actually got our first submission of some fan mail. I didn't even tell you about this. I wanted this just to be the reaction live while we're recording. So, yep, I just sent it to you. So let me just read first what they said, but I think you're going to enjoy it. This is submitted by user Live Laugh Love 69. Hey, Jim and Eggs. I recently found your podcast on YouTube and was hooked immediately. Each week now, I can't wait for the next one to come out. That's nice for them to say.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm emailing you today regarding the recent expansion of Fairy Town. At first, I thought Terry Flavor was just slow, but then I realized he was trying to put on a tough guy act. It's not very nice. Anyways, I saw on Twitter the recent Fairy Town expansion, and my first thought was, well, what's going to happen when they realize they're all playing for the last spot to make the playoffs? That's actually a good question. Well, I put on my creative cap and I made a short video to show everyone what I think will happen. Hope you enjoy it. Every inch matters. LLL 69. So I haven't watched this either. I've been saving it just so we can do it at the same time. Let's pull it up here and go at it.
Tell me when to click play.
Ready, set, go.
It wasn't me. I'm not going down for this.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Get the keys out of my purse. Start the car.
Oh, the commish.
Oh, Terry Bongo. This is good.
I like this.
How did they do this?
This is clever.
The foreshadowing. Yo, that's hilarious.
That's good.
Did you notice?
That's good.
There's actually a lot of thought that goes into that. Did you notice that Holden snuck out? He snuck out with the commish.
Oh. What?
See, our fans already know what the fuck is going on in the Bang Bus Football League.
The fans,
they have their finger on the trigger when it comes to knowing what's going on in this league. Holden, as a breakdown, Holden started it. Mish came in, swooped out, didn't even have a scrape, not a scratch, and just let everybody else clear each other out. I think that's some foreshadowing. Like I said, my prediction was that Holden was going to win it all and sneak into the playoffs. And now this Live, Laugh, Love 69 is foreshadowing it all for us. Shout out to you.
Interesting foresight.
Interesting. Very interesting. And shout out to you, Live, Love, Laugh 69. We really appreciate it. Keep them coming. If you're going to have stuff like that, I'll show them every time. Every time. That's great.
All right, Jim. So, last week, whenever it was, Torrey Holt came out and he said that he and Isaac Bruce were the greatest wide receiver duo of all time.
I saw that.
Love that. He said that they were greater than Chris Carter and Randy Moss. So I have a good start bench cut for you this week. And I wanted to do wide receiver duos, but I wanted to do guys that we've seen play, not just your typical Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne kind of guys. So I've got three pretty good duos for you here.
Okay. Lay them on me.
All right. First one, Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey.
Okay, on the
Roddy
Bears. Okay.
Julio Jones on the Falcons, and Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald on the Cardinals. Start, bench, cut those three.
Okay. So is Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Roddy White, Julio, and then who was the third one?
The third one is Anquan
and Fitz. Anquan and Fitz. Okay. Top of my head, start. I've got to go Julio and Roddy White. I think that is the first one. Just because Julio's that good. I think looking at all those receivers, I think he stands out. I know Fitz is Mr. Consistent. He's been there forever. Like, don't get me wrong, they're great. But I think when it comes to start, it has to be Julio, Roddy. Roddy put up some crazy numbers in that offense. Start. Who we're gonna bench? We are gonna bench Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden. We're still gonna put him on the team. Fitzgerald's a Hall of Famer, easy. Anquan Bolden, he put up crazy stats too. I mean, good 12, 14 years. Yeah.
Always played.
Always played. So that leaves I'm cutting Alshon and Brandon Marshall. Great players.
Yeah.
They don't beat out either of those two duos in my mind.
No.
But I think people do underrate them, of how good Brandon Marshall was, and even Alshon in his early years together, like they were nasty.
Yeah, Brandon breaking the reception record when he was in Denver.
Yeah. Caught 20 balls in a game?
23 or something.
It's crazy. Crazy.
I should have done, instead of Alshon and Brandon Marshall, I should have done like Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb. Ooh, are they better? Ooh.
No, I would have still put them third just because Aaron Rodgers. That would have been my out.
Yeah. Are they better than Alshon and Brandon though? Take Aaron Rodgers away. They're not better if you take Aaron Rodgers away.
No, they're not. I'm taking Brandon and Alshon for sure.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. I like that question though. I like the duos. It's a good one. Okay, so Eggs, last week we hit on some of the AFC South as the division as a whole when it comes to standout players, where we kind of finish. I'm gonna shift focus, go to the NFC side. NFC West.
Ooh,
we got Seattle, LA, Arizona, San Francisco. So let's just start with, who do you think is going to win the division to finish last? I think it's going to be super competitive. It's going to be a tough one to call. And then we'll go into fantasy after that. Good fantasy players.
Who won last year?
Seattle Seahawks won it, 12-4. Then LA Rams were 10-6. Cardinals were 8-8. San Fran was ravaged with those injuries, 6-10.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa.
I guess
Nick Bosa. Sorry. He's out.
That one's tough. I mean, Seattle has Russ. I think Russ is still the best quarterback in the division. Honestly,
I agree with that.
I think Kyler over Stafford too, personally. I know Matt Stafford is crazy good, and I'm kind of a Matt Stafford homer, but I think he's on the other side of the hill. I think Kyler takes a step up, and with D-Hop and that offense, and then adding JJ on the defensive line, I think JJ's got a run in him. He wants to win a Super Bowl, man, and I think he's finally on a contending team. And
they feel motivated this year for some reason.
If he can stay healthy. I feel
like they look at themselves as the underdogs, and that's what it really takes. Because San Fran made the Super Bowl, LA made the Super Bowl 2-3 years before that. Right. Seattle has won a Super Bowl in the past 10 years and been to multiple. Cardinals, they're the odd man out. They're the ones that have had the number one pick. They've been the ones that have been rebuilding. So I'm with you on that. I think Kyler took a huge step last year, but I think this year he's going to be real good.
Yeah, I think then to hit on San Fran, San Fran and that defense, they're still going to be nasty. I just don't know if they're not committed to Jimmy Garoppolo. I think everybody knows that. I think we've kind of figured that out. I think Trey Lance will probably play a little bit later in the year. Obviously later in the year once the division is gone. And I think that they have a lot of talent on that team. I just think they're a couple years away from really capitalizing on that. So I definitely think they're probably closer to the bottom. Then I'd put the Rams 3, Seattle 2. I think the Cardinals are going to go 1.
Cardinals.
That's my pick. I go Cardinals. Cardinals in the West. That might be that's the best division in football, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Top to bottom, I mean, talent, quarterback play.
It's crazy.
Much better than that.
It's crazy, and I agree with you with San Francisco because it's hard for a team to be successful when they don't even know who they are.
Right.
They don't even know. It's clear that they wanted to at least thought about moving Jimmy, doing something with Jimmy, and drafted Trey Lance, and they're saying, hey, this is our guy for the future. Not saying they can't go 500 and sneak into the playoffs, but when you have a division that tough, those great quarterbacks, that great coaching, and you you're not even 100% sure who you want to be your quarterback, hard to win a division that way. So I'm with you. I'm San Francisco would be 4th.
I know.
I'm putting Seattle 3rd. I like Russ. I just think they're getting a little older. Pete is kind of, I don't know. He's not all there all the time anymore. I don't think. Russ is great. Don't get me wrong. DK will have another amazing year. Tyler Lockett's a year older now. Their defense, Bobby Wagner still is a bit older. Other than that, though, I don't even know who they really have. It's not the Legion of Boom like it used to be. And that's what people tend to think in their minds a little bit with them. I mean, when have they made a deep playoff run? I mean, they went to the.
They just always start off so hot, and Russell's always like the MVP.
They did. He did start off super hot last year.
Yeah.
But yes, 3rd it would be Seattle for me. I'm going to Arizona 2, and I'm going to LA Rams 1. I think them making that move for Matt Stafford. Look, Jared Goff had been to the Super Bowl. He'd won playoff games for him. I don't know if he had a losing season. In the most recent years, they've been very competitive. They go all out. They have probably the best defense in the league. Best corner, best D lineman. They did lose John Johnson, who I think was a great safety for them. But I think they'll be able to make up for it. They just don't have all the draft picks. And so that's where you're really going to see them start hurting is in the future years. But they went all in. They're saying, yes, Stafford is on the back end of his career, but he can still sling the ball. If they can protect for him, and if Cam Akers is who they think they want him to be, it's who they think they can be.
Yeah.
Who was highly touted out of Florida State, and like a Todd Gurley who went stupid in Sean McVay's offense, who's built off of play action and running the ball, setting it up with the play action. Who Stafford, who is a much better passer in my opinion than Jared Goff ever was. You still got Kupp, Woods. They lost Everett, I believe, but they have a different tight end. Tyler Higbee, which I think they like. But yeah, I like the Rams there. Arizona, we kind of mentioned them. I think they're great. D-Hop, they drafted a lot of receivers. They're fast. Picked up JJ. I think they'll be right. If not, I could see this to be with the first year being 18 weeks and playing 17 games and 7 teams getting into the playoffs. I could easily see this division getting 2 playoff teams in there and maybe fighting for a 3rd. That's how competitive it can be. They might just beat each other up, go 1-1, and have to beat the rest of the conference, to sneak in a 3rd. But it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be a really good division. All right. Eggs. Second guest on the podcast. He is 21-61. He is the owner of the Tongue Brady team. I guess it's just Tongue Brady in general. He has one playoff appearance, one playoff win. He is probably made of stone by how much shit he takes and deals with. The owner of Tongue Brady, Grim. Welcome, Grim. How you doing tonight, Grim?
Doing fine, Jim. Thanks for having me on tonight. It's a pleasure.
You need some gum? Need some more?
That was a very nice intro. One of the nicer ones I could hope for.
Oh, of course.
We're kind.
That'll be good for you. What kind of gum you got there? What is that? Is that the juicy fruit?
It's
Or is it the
double
green
mint.
one?
Actually,
Double mint. Yeah, that's the
double.
way
I
to
hope to
go.
double my wins this year. You know, I'm consuming this shit like it's going out of style.
Double your wins this year. I like that. First question we got for you here, Grim.
Yeah, you know, from 4 to 8.
4 to 8.
What's up?
Perfect. Easy question. Just a little fancy question. Who's your top 5 fullbacks?
Top 5 fullbacks. Current or all time? That's a toughie.
Either.
Either.
Give me all time.
Well,
all time top 5 fullbacks.
Top 5 fullbacks. Well, first of all, you got to go the tight end fullback hybrid newly to that position, Tim Tebow. He's number 1
Tim Tebow.
all time already.
I love it. We already have a Tim Tebow mention.
You bet. Yes, that's count me up for 1. Somebody keep track.
Okay.
Then we got John Kuhn. You got to go with the
Easy
Coonster.
Easy to.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And then, after that, who gives a fuck?
I wanted to give you a softball there, Buff. There, and you knocked it out of the park. So I don't even know. Oh, Mike Allstott.
Oh, A-Train.
Mike Allstott. That's a good one. That just came to me there.
Sure. Yeah.
Marcel Reese, Raiders, super fast. Come on.
Marcel Reese. All right, we're getting out of here. I'm actually not even sure I've mentioned this yet on the podcast, but you are credited with naming the Bang Bus Fantasy League. We all know Lombardi's League was a terrible name. We can all agree on that. Where did the Bang Bus come from, and why do you think it fits so well with this league?
Well, for starters, it came from my soul. I was personally needing a revamp. I think all of us needed a revamp. Lombardi's League was just, it ran its course, man. And I think a certain
I agree.
internet site that we're all familiar with inspired me, and how it relates to us. We're just bangers. You know the history of this league, Jim. We've had some controversies over trades, either draft day or in season, in versus off season value. You guys are going back and forth, so we're just bangers. We bang. It's a bang.
That's all we do. We bang. Huh?
Yes.
From his words, the creator of the Bang Bus Fantasy Football Cast. That's his explanation.
I'm the Lamar Hunt of this league. I come up with cool names for shit, and we'll just keep rolling with it.
All right. Okay. Take you 50 years to win another championship.
I'm following the Chiefs' footprint.
Ooh.
There you go. Okay, let's throw it back. Since you've been here since the beginning, since we started, your first selection in the league history back in 2015 was CJ Anderson. If your keeper's locked today, looking at your team, you'd probably end up with maybe a Travis Kelce. You're going to keep Travis Kelce. The second person, I'm not sure. Maybe Melvin Gordon, maybe CD Lamb. Do you see yourself making any trades before the draft, or do you feel good about your team since you have the first overall pick?
Well, it's not exactly the first overall pick, Jim. We've expanded.
Uh-huh.
You took that from me. So it's pick 1C. I don't know who I'm going to take because I got to worry about the Apple guy and somebody named Fudge. So I don't know who I'm going to take number 1 overall. I don't.
You just have no idea, huh?
But I've adopted a new strategy. I used to say never a Chief on my team ever, and I had to make a trade. I had to call and I said, who's the guy I least like on the Chiefs? It's the douchebag Travis Kelce. So
Great.
he is now a fighting Tongue Brady, and we'll see what happens. Does he get the kiss of tongue? I'm predicting an Achilles injury during training camp, but we'll see.
Man, I hope not. But now that I think about it, Tongue Brady gets his baby Gronk. Right?
That's correct. He's a delightful douchebag. We've had him around. He's doing OTAs with us. He's been great.
He fits right in. Good. Love it.
That's it's funny that you bring up
the Tongue Brady way of life.
It's funny, Grimmer, you bring up pick 1C. That was going to be part of my next question here. I brought it up to Jim. Of course, you have the number 1 overall pick in the year that we decide to expand. Why do you think the commissioner is sabotaging you and forcing you to be the doormat of this league?
Well, I'm suspecting a league-wide conspiracy. I haven't had my sources look into it yet, but there is some evidence of systemic grimmism in this league.
That's not the first time I've heard
as soon as I'm looking to get ahead, I'll move the goalpost. I'll keep saying it until I get my justice.
You did make a beautiful trade. What'd you give up, DK? And you got that pick from Sauer, from Holden.
Yes. I traded DK Metcalf. It was time for him to go. He lollygagged when I was playing Holden right before the goal line, and a Cowboy knocked it out for a touchback. Would have beat him. And I said it was time to go. He's already playing for you, Holden. He can be yours.
Brutal. So you don't regret trading him, looking at your keepers? At all?
No.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
No. See you later, boy.
You do, yeah. You have some bad blood there. I feel that.
Yeah, he
moving
can
on here. Grimmer, 2019 season, best finish yet, 6-7, playoff.
Magical. We're still talking about it here, Eggs.
Magical. How motivated are you to get back in the playoffs and win your first Bang West championship?
Well, my motivation and want to, it cannot be measured. It is through the roof, Eggs. I'll tell you that. In 2019, magical. Strung together a Moneyball lineup and we got 4th. Don't ask me how I did it. Last year was COVID. We had a setback. Everybody did. That's why the guy who won. So I'm looking for 2021. Tongue Brady's coming for butts.
Ooh, watch out, Fudge.
Fudge Packers. New guy on the block. Watch out. Tongue Brady's coming.
Yeah, it's time to give the Apple guy the seconds he's looking for. He's not gonna be so happy when I get a hold of him.
Easy on that, guys.
Hey, speaking of the butt guy, what are your thoughts on the recent Terry Gang expansion and them adding the trader of the big 3 and then the new kid on the block who does like butt stuff?
Who's that likes butt stuff? I think they all do in the Terry Gang.
Right here first.
It's true.
I mean, that's just my outside looking in perspective. To my point of view, Bongo Bob, the owner of the Ultimate Sleeper, and Terry Flavor, I call him Terry Biden because that guy makes no sense. He's not in touch with reality. Talk of the league, blow me. Those two are one and the same. They're like cat dog. They're conjoined. But
couldn't agree more.
The only reason they added another member was the postseason last year, as we all know. The old number Sixers had to take, or the loser had to get the name. And so Holden's just by association. He's more or less any kind of affection he's showing to those guys. It's more Stockholm syndrome being kept under his will.
For Sauer? For Holden? Wow.
For Holden, yeah.
He's not really
phony.
loyal.
Wow.
It's a lie.
It's phony.
That's interesting.
The second the Sixers can come back, he's gone. He's gone.
Yep.
I have an inside source.
I could see that. Like I said, he's the god of mischief in this league. He loves to stir it and hide down in the in the weeds, right?
That was a spot on comparison, Jim. He is low key. He haggled me on trade. I don't know, but I had to do something. Next question.
You had to. Next question. Okay.
Who's your sleepers this year, Grimmer? That was the easy one.
Who's my sleepers?
Yep, you had to pick a sleeper. Give me some sleepers. I'm looking for some draft advice.
Oh, players?
See, I told you, Jim. That's funny.
And I put it in there. You still didn't fucking read it.
What's going on, guys? What are we doing here?
Fucking
Anyway,
B-roll over here.
I got my very own biased one. It's Javonte Williams. You get him late.
I like that.
Experts are saying that by mid-season, he's going to be taking most of Melvin's carries whenever Melvin's had one too many to sip on, and then he gets behind the wheel. It's Javonte time in Denver. So look for that one, Eggs.
Nice. Naturally, you're going to keep Melvin, and that's going to transpire. So that's probably how that'll roll out. Give me a rookie that you like, Grimmer.
Am I?
Rookie.
A rookie that I like.
Other than Javonte, which we're 2 for 2 now.
Got to go Kyle Pitts.
Ooh.
Kyle Pitts. Florida boy, right?
Huh? Go Gators. That's right. Kyle Pitts. Even though, like Cam Jordan said the other day, he is a little light in the ass. So I don't look for him to be a blocking tight end. But you never know. With Julio gone, you never know what Kyle can do by midseason. So
you've already got
Kyle's a rookie that I'm.
You've already got one tight end that can't block.
Right.
Why not add a second one?
That's right. I don't need two. I need a hard-nosed tight end for my next one.
Yep.
Can't do it.
Being a Florida boy, what does Team Tebow mean to you? Do you pray to Tim Tebow? Is he your god?
Don't be silly, Jim. He's just the man. I don't pray to him. Do I idolize him? Yes. Do I try to be like him? Yes. Do I love him? Yes. Without ever having met him? Yes. He's my guy.
You guys kind of
like
look alike.
Tim Tebow.
Kind of have the same look going on too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you choose 7 pieces of gum at the same time, but I knew you've been a fan forever though. I can't knock you there. You've been there since the beginning. You've been riding his dick since day one. Yep. Day one.
Right.
Every inch matters.
Not literally.
Every inch matters.
It does. It's a game of inches, Jim.
Every day. Moving on here. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it blunt, keep it 100 with you. You are known as the bye week for most teams in this league. Can you agree with that? Who do you consider?
I've heard it.
You have heard that. Okay. Who do you consider to be your bye week?
I'm going to shock some people when I say this, but I'm going to give you a little hint. He's the only undefeated champion in our league's history.
Oh, Bongo Bob it is.
I would call it a rivalry, Jim, but if you look back at the last couple of years, Tongue owns the rivalry. Look it up. Do your homework.
You
Easy peasy.
You only played him once last year, right?
Sleepers every week, I'd be making.
It'd be him, right? Huh? So how many? Do you only played him once last year? Correct. And you got him. Got the dub.
I haven't looked that far down the road, Jim. I'm just looking at week 1 against the Bulls on Parade. So if you're asking me past that, we're focused.
I was talking about last year. Last year, you did beat him once, right?
We did.
Perfect.
Handle.
Perfect. So keep the streak alive. Keep it rolling. We know you can do it.
The year before too. I know. Been there, done that.
Oh, that's great. That's a great answer.
You've been pretty easy guy for everybody to shit on. How do you handle that so well?
I just don't really care. Eggs, you you take it.
Just
I
rolls
mean,
right off.
don't even really listen to it at this point. It's a lot of recycled material, a lot of the same shitting on, and I just, who cares?
Yeah.
No better. I don't have any other better answer than that. Just don't even hear it anymore. Eggs. It's just been happening for so long.
I like that.
But PU, I mean, some of it's earned. I mean, you read that back. I didn't remember who I took in 2015. CJ Anderson. Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, you had the love goggles on that one.
That
Unfortunately.
guy's thick.
We don't need
I like the pineapple shirt, actually. Did you know pineapple is a symbol for swingers? Bang Bus podcast, swingers, pineapples. I think you're onto
There's
something.
Easter eggs all over this interview, Jim. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Here's a question. Here's a hypothetical. If you had to choose one team in the league, and I hope it's not the same answer that you just had here about your bye week. If you had to choose one team in the league to never win another game, who would it be and why?
Oh, there's so many. I'd have to go with Terry Biden.
He did call 5 for 5 on championships last week on this.
I mean, as much of a LeBron guy as I am, it didn't really work out for him. So I don't expect it to work out for the Fire Toots.
You have any questions for us? We like doing this. Do you want to interview us? Anything you want to ask us?
Or you want me to fire back at you?
Yeah, if you got anything. If you don't, it's all right. We can keep moving.
All right, fellas. Oh no, you don't think I come prepared? No, I like a couple. I mean, who do you think? Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Jim. Who's your biggest rival in the league? Who do you think?
I was asked this last week, and I was being honest when I said I think it is me versus the world here, me 1 versus 13. But if I had to pick somebody, I'm gonna go Bulls on parade. I feel like every time I matched up with him, I have that burning desire to want to beat him. Just because he's the best. I'm a competitive guy. I got to be the best. Got to beat him. To be the best, got to beat the best. He has the championship. We don't have the first, 2-time yet.
Yeah.
We don't have a 2-time. So you got to look at career records. There it is.
Eggs, can I guess who yours is? That was a good answer, Jim. I would have.
Now it's even worse.
I think your biggest rival is the defending champ.
Mine?
I think you've gone out of your way to.
I don't even consider Fuzz a rival.
It's worse.
Oh,
It's the start of one. I could see it.
I could see it being the start of one.
No, this is my thing on this guy. I mean, realistically, I don't even know if he had a winning record until last year. So all of his wins come from the year before that. Before that, you guys probably had a pretty comparable record where he's probably the doormat of the league. You trade your team away like 4 years in a row to get draft picks. You fail at it 3 times, and then eventually it should work out for you. I mean, good job. I don't know. I just ain't into that shit. We're not rivals though, because I smoke him every time we play. I'll beat him every time we play from here on out. I'm gonna revitalize my rivalry with Bongo. Traitor. He's a traitor. He left the big 3. I'm coming for Bongo. Bongo always whoops my ass too. That's the worst part. But I'm coming. I beat him last time. I ain't losing this year. I'm coming.
I can't remember if you did this one already, but who's a team that missed the field last year for the playoffs that's gonna sneak in or just have an awesome year? A wild card or like a 3rd seed or something. Who's somebody who missed that's gonna run the table?
Who are you asking? I'll go. It's gonna be me. I'm the team that didn't make the playoffs.
There you go.
Both his opinions.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's mine. I'm coming hot and heavy. Lamar's coming back. Big year. Got to be a big year for Lamar.
And Zeke. It's got to be a bounce back year for Zeke.
Feeling good. Drafting a receiver. Somebody save me a receiver in the second round with me. I have a first round pick.
Who's somebody that missed? I thought Lang had a really good team last year. And I know he loves fantasy football, and there's been a little bit of the talk back and forth who he really, holds himself to when it comes to which league, he says he's a part of, who he likes more. He came out on Twitter and said, "It's the Bang Bus. That's my league." So you know what? I'm going to pay him back. I think he had a great team. He sold off way too early. He threw in the fucking towel. This year, he's going to bounce back, make the playoffs. The Big Red Machine. That's my pick.
I like your insight. I think I buy what old Andrew has to say. Not many people run into the back of a semi and draft 2 weeks later. So he's got heart.
He's got balls. True. Balls to do something like that in a hospital bed. But great question. That was a really good question. Who's somebody? Give us your answer.
Thank you.
You were waiting. Yeah, you're gonna fucking ask me or what?
I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Let's send it back.
Let's move on. Never mind. No.
It's me. It's me.
Oh, hey.
Oh, bold.
I won't say anything else, but it's me.
Bold.
I'm coming for butts. I'm gonna get the 6th seed, and we'll see what happens.
It's understood. Doesn't have to be said. Love it.
I'll let my actions say it.
Exactly.
Claiming the 6 too, not shooting too high. I love that. Setting obtainable. Set your goals.
Right.
Make it obtainable. I mean, reach your goal. You set another one. I love it.
I love it. Well, I think that's a great one to end on.
Just get in.
I think that's a great question to end on.
Get in. Anything can happen.
You're gonna prove the league wrong. Come back at them. And be coming for butts, as you say.
Right. Coming for butts.
Coming for butts. We appreciate you coming on here, Grimmer. It's always fun. He said you're the doormat of the league. I wouldn't agree with that. You're a great guy. You're a good person. But you're no, but we appreciate you coming on. It's always fun. We will see you at the draft. Any final words for us? Any final words for the fans out there? Because we know you have fans, right?
Better believe it. Yeah, I have many fan. That fan base is going to grow this year when we get things rolling. Reviving the 2019 spirit and coming for butts.
Butts. I love it. So how we end this, we're going to do our little tagline together. All right. We're going to try to do this together as well as possible.
Okay.
Thanks for coming to the Bang Bus Football Podcast. Thanks for coming on here, Grimmer. We really appreciate it. Me and my co-host, Eggs. This is the Bang Bus Football Podcast, where every inch matters.
Oh, that lag.
Thanks, brother.
Hey, appreciate it. See you guys.
See you, bud.
I'm with this stupid shit.
All right, it's fun having old Grim on, owner of Tongue Brady. It was nice to switch it up, not have anybody screaming Terry Gang or Flavor Town or anything like that on here. So, what'd you think?
Calm. Much more calm, easy going. Wasn't like I said last week. Terry brought the sword, man. When Grim came on here, he knew he was going to have to answer some tough questions.
Yep.
He answered them. He answered every question. He didn't tell me anything was stupid. He didn't blow my question off and go right to the commish. He sat around for the tough ones, and I expect that. I respect
definitely
that.
In Terry's defense, I think we stepped up our questions a little bit.
That's true.
I think they were a little better, but I agree. He was much more open and wasn't defensive, but new guy coming to the league, you expect that. Grimmer, he's been around the block. It ain't his first rodeo. He's got the sharp tongue that you need to be able to survive in the Bang Bus. So when it comes to his team, though, like we said, 2019 was his best year. I actually made the playoffs and had a playoff win. When I'm looking back, doing my research today, I was kind of surprised to even see he had a playoff win. He'd gotten close to the playoffs a couple times, but other years, I mean, it was 2 or 3 wins. It was
Bad.
It was bad. But I think he's starting to figure it out, learn how to put his team together, how he wants to put a team together. I think the Kelsey trade's a great trade.
How about that Kelsey juju he throws on you, huh?
Yeah.
Achilles and training camp.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Damn.
Like a quad pull or something, not an Achilles.
Right. Not all year. Not all year. Especially he's already a Broncos fan. And so it's like he's just doubling down on the bad juju. That's bad, yeah. But yeah, he's got to make some moves still. He can't go into the year with Melvin Gordon. Looking at his picks, he has an extra. He's got the first overall, and then he has an extra 3rd round pick. So he has a little to play with. Not sure he has any keeper-worthy players, willing to give up for more picks. But if he's willing to give up a pick, I think he could get somebody good and then still keep that first overall and make a pretty solid pick. But we talked about this last time. We don't know how with the expansion and all that stuff how it's gonna fold. So
right. Definitely makes it. It'd be so interesting to see just kind of how that pans out and how those guys use that leverage in the beginning there. And
it will be
interesting. It's different
because neither of them haven't even made a trade yet.
No.
Which we're not to
they're
training
kind of
camp yet, so
their cards close, so we don't really know what they're doing. I've been trying to pry stuff out of Brett a little bit.
Nothing. Yeah, that's good though. I like that. That means he has a plan, or at least he's acting like he has a plan.
He was looking guys up the other morning. I ain't gonna give away who he was looking up, but
no. We don't need to do that.
Burner receivers. I was like, oh yeah, he knows.
Okay, he's hip with it.
Are we recruiting Holden to the big 3?
Grimmer did bring that up, didn't he? Not necessarily the big 3, but he did say Holden was going to be the one that left, right?
There's an empty seat.
Do we want Holden? Can we trust Holden?
Can't trust Holden. I like him.
I can't even think about the thought of trusting Holden. He is Loki. Don't get me wrong, he plays some great fantasy football when he wants to. But being in the big 3, the big 2 now, I guess you can say. I don't know. I don't know. He's got to betray old fairy. What did Live Laugh Love say? Fairy Town first. So I don't know. We'll see on that one. Never know with Holden.
All right, Jim. In
what you got?
Honor of Grimmer, pod, Tim Tebow worshiper.
Love some
Broncos, all kinds of good stuff for him. Give me your Tim Tebow stat line for the upcoming season. Does he play in any games? If he does,
the Tim Tebow stat line. My initial thought is he doesn't even actually make the fucking team. For the sake of your question, if he does make the team, eight catches.
Ooh, 8.
I think if he's going to make the team, they're at least going to give him some snaps.
I mean, maybe like some wildcat, like roll out, throw the ball, something and others. Doesn't have to necessarily be catches, but do something to get involved.
Well, if he can at least block a little bit, blocking is an effort thing. They might put him on the line and have him chip a guy and, go out and a little dump pass. That's if they're not drawing anything up for Tim, so I would hope not.
I don't know.
Maybe Wildcat. I could see maybe Wildcat, but running an actual route and 15, 20 yards downfield and trying to get open. I don't know. I don't know about any of that. But if he does, and he actually makes the team, 8 catches, 45 yards.
Not even 50.
Let's give him a touchdown. Everybody, I think most people want to see Tim Tebow at least score a touchdown as a tight end, right? It's been too long. So, what do you think?
I'm with you. He's not making the team.
Yeah,
I don't even think he's.
It's gonna be tough.
Field. And now that I think about my wild card cat comment, they've got so many running backs there. He's not touching the ball in a role like that. They've got way too many fast guys.
They have the
to touch
Robinson
the
kid.
ball. ETN. I mean,
They just
they're
drafted
ready to
him.
go. Yeah, they're good. So
I think when you have Trevor Lawrence, why put the ball in Tim Tebow's hands? You know what I mean? At the quarterback position. So I don't know. Will be interesting though. I'll definitely be watching what happens with it. All right. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of the Bang Bus Football Podcast. It was a lot of fun having Grimmer on. We enjoyed it. He probably ate 7 pieces of gum at one time. Was it close? Was it double digits?
I think he ate the
10 to 12.
Whole pack.
It was a lot. Saw a lot of chest hair. Had stupid sunglasses on, but overall it was a good interview. We enjoyed having him. Always do. I think he's gonna prove people wrong this year and put a better team together than what he's done in the past. So, best of luck to Grimmer. That's all for this time on the Bang Bus Football Podcast, where every inch matters. The end was good.
Yeah, but
is it the way it started?